Hey, this is Danielle. Welcome to the free video. So today I'm going to be talking about Sonos. This is a stock I like because, well, I love the speakers and I also like what it's done over the course of really the past year or so. Originally, anytime you have an IPO like this, you're typically going to have some volatile action, some back and forth action, but then you see what happens right about at the start of the pandemic. This is when we really entered a nice trend. Now, what I like about this one in particular is the statistics that back it up. So if you look at the stats up here, you can see that the pre-earnings 21-day average is usually up about 5.57%. So that's a pretty good stat right there. But what I like even more is the last two quarters, Q3 and Q4, you had a breakaway gap after earnings. Now, typically when you have a breakaway gap like that, that doesn't come back and fill, the next quarter, which is going to be this one that's coming up, the report that's coming up on the 5th, typically that one sees a pretty decent run into earnings because you have investors looking at the previous two quarters and saying, hey, what if it gaps up 17% again? So people usually like to get in prior to that and it pushes the price up. So what am I doing with this? Well, it hasn't entered the hot zone just yet. It's going to be entering the hot zone about next week, it looks like, about April 5th, April 6th. But I do also like to get it on a pullback. So I'm looking at this right here. This is really going to be the zone that I'm looking to get in this. The way that I would look to trade it is, well, let's see. Let's go over to my... let's go over to this options chain here. The earnings report is going to be in May. So looking at a potential for a long call that's going to be right within this time frame right here. So I like the Delta 40s. I also like the Delta 60s. Those are going to be at both the $35 and $40 strikes. And I also just like the stock here, honestly. With this one, I wouldn't do a butterfly just because I don't want to be buying a butterfly in the same series that the options are expiring. Or I'm sorry, but the same series that the earnings report is coming out. But I do like the long calls and I do like just a stock buy right here. So if this did perhaps pull back a little bit further, maybe to the 50 simple, that would be an even better buy. However, if it fell all the way down here, that would really cause me to reconsider it. But as long as the VZO is up above zero, as long as we're still consolidating in the squeeze, I would expect for it to kind of trade back and forth until ultimately, ideally, it resolves to the upside. So if you want to learn more about this strategy, about the hot zone, and about how I use it on a quarterly basis, join me for my free webinar. I'm going to be discussing all of this and more. You go to simplertrading.com/repeat. You can sign up right here and I will see you on Wednesday.
Hey traders, it's Danielle here with Simpler Trading. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and comment down below. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you will never miss the latest take from our trading experts. Did you know that we provide real-time trade alerts so that you know exactly what we're doing, exactly when we're doing it? Go to www.simplertrading.com to learn more.